You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. I just wanted to do a quick update about Krista Allen because 3 more things have cropped up that seem like red flags that B&B might have let her go. And I'm also wondering, does this mean that Taylor Hayes is gone for good, or at least for now? Or are they looking at another recast? We're going to talk about this. So the big question is, have we seen the last of Krista Allen on B&B already? We talked about this in our last comings and goings update, but now there's some brand new info, several pieces of info that point to the CBS soap opera perhaps, I'm not saying definitely, but perhaps having quietly released Krista from her contract without making an announcement. And if you know anything about CBS Daytime, you know that the soaps are notoriously tight-lipped and they generally do not respond to casting talk, to talk about firing, to behind the scenes, anything. Even when the actors themselves confirm that they were axed, the soap does not generally speak out. It's extremely rare. So is this another case of Bold quietly ditching someone without telling the fans? Kind of like they did with Rena Sofer. Remember? We just like, bam, and she's having lunch, and then she's gone. Is that what happened with Krista? All right, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And now I'm going to tell you this brand new info that, to me, all red flags that Krista might be gone. So the first thing is, if you didn't know this already, which you probably did because of the recent Italy shoot and everything, but Bold and the Beautiful is huge in Italy. And I came across this article. It was in Italian, so I had to translate it. But the website that put it out seems pretty credible. They've been around for a while. They do a lot about dubbing projects for American projects that are over in Italy. So I did reach out and message the reporter that wrote it asking for some more info. I'll talk about that in a second. So if the English is a bit off in the article, that's because I ran it through Google Translate. I speak German pretty well, but not Italian. So this article said, talking about Jackie Woods, if Woods' exit is justified by the maternity leave of the actress who gave birth to her 4th child at the end of August, then Allen's exit in a completely anonymous manner seems to be the repetition of a script already seen when the authors don't know what to write for the characters other than the usual 4 to 5 always at the center of the scene. The article continues, after all, by leaving, Taylor doesn't leave much behind. The possibility of getting Ridge back is archived because he's back in Brooke's arms for the umpteenth time, and having no other love story in sight. The chemistry demonstrated with Deacon went nowhere, and he's still involved with Sheila. So Taylor didn't have much to do in Los Angeles, and her presence has been drastically reduced lately. Of course, nothing could stop her from taking a jet from Europe to return home to LA, but the feeling is for some time that Thomas will have to do without his mother. So this article was a huge, huge red flag. So then, here we go. The second thing is just her physical absence. So we know for a fact that Taylor Hayes won't be seen at least until Steffi Forster is back from Europe, where she's hiding out now, avoiding Sheila Carter to cover up for Jackie Woods' maternity leave. We saw Krista Allen once in August and a couple of times in July, nothing since. She had one token episode to come and offer Steffi support after she left Finn and moved to Eric's. Then Taylor just evaporated again. And I worry that it's never to be seen again. Steffi stopped by to tell Liam she was going to Europe. She was unsure where specifically, but said her mom is going along to help with the kids. So was that one mentioned by Steffi the end of Taylor on Bold and the Beautiful? It's just looking back at the episode counts and how sporadic her appearances have become, especially for somebody who was hired as a contract actress. Huge red flag. So a third giant red flag is this. The official Bold and the Beautiful Instagram page unfollowed Krista Allen. Bear in mind, they follow every other current actor and actress on the soap who has an Instagram presence, And they still follow a whole lot of people who have left the soap, like Katrina Bowden, who played Felony Flo, Rena Sofa, of course, who played Quinn, Courtney Hope played Sally Spectra, Ingo Rademacher, who was Thorne, Anthony Turpel, who's the old RJ that we haven't even seen for years, Jack Wagner, who hasn't been around in a long time, and Ted King, who was Jack Finnegan but now has evaporated again. They still even follow the actor who played poor dead drug dealer Vinny, but they unfollowed Krista. Not Krista, not anymore. So to be completely transparent, I did go and check Bold and the Beautiful's Twitter account. And as of now, when I'm recording this video, they are still following Krista on Twitter, but she rarely tweets, but she is pretty active on Instagram. So I also want to share, and I'm going to show you this tweet from a really funny, snarky guy that I follow on soap Twitter who always makes me laugh at stuff he says. Alan Serapa tweeted, "If Bold and the Beautiful fired Krista Allen, I'm pissed. There's other things they could do with Taylor that have nothing to do with Ridge and his fickle penis. I'd rather watch Taylor find love again than watch Sheila call Deacon daddy." I literally laughed out loud, and I agree with everything he said about all of it, including the fickle penis. So just by the way, if B&B did release Krista, it doesn't seem to coincide with the natural end of her contract period, unless they had already fired her and put her on recurring and we didn't know it. And if they did exit her, if they did fire her, it was several months before her contract should have ended. Krista's first appearance as Taylor was December 10th, 2021. Soap contracts, as you may know already, run in increments of years. A year, 2 years, very rarely, but sometimes 3 years. Rarely longer than that and not shorter, because anything less than a year is usually like a guest arc or a recurring spot. So Krista was on contract, unless they have dropped her off before and we just didn't know it. If it was a 2-year deal, it would expire December 2023. It is now September of 2023, and we have not seen her since August. If she's gone, it could be that they abruptly terminated her contract. And of course, all of this is still a rumor. I reached out to the Italian journalist that broke the story asking for their source, and I will let you guys know if I get an answer, good, bad, or indifferent. If I get an answer, I'll share it with you. So I kind of put off making this video, and I was ignoring this chatter, that chatter. And then when all three of the things kind of came together and I really started looking at her episode count lately, you know, that and the Italian journalist article caught my eye, that and the Instagram unfollow. So I just had to make this video and say something. Of course, nothing has been confirmed. If someone does confirm it, it will not be Brad Bell or anyone at CBS. I'm confident, because they just don't do that. Maybe Krista will say something though, you know, unless they just dropped her back with recurring and she's willing to settle for that. We'll see. So, I have a few more pieces of info, including a message from Krista Allen herself. If you're enjoying this, as stressful as it is to talk about an actress getting fired, definitely click a like, drop your comments on what you think about whether they have cut her and these signs that are piling up are just too much to ignore. And if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe. It helps our channel so much and we really appreciate it. So somebody had dropped a note in the comments when I mentioned in a recent comings and goings update that I was worried about them exiting Krista. And the person said, well, maybe Krista decided to do other projects. Well, as a contract star on a soap, she can't just sign up for more work. That's first of all. Second of all, with the SAG strike still on, soaps are one of the few things actually available to actors. So, you know. In early August, a fan reached out on Instagram to Krista Allen and asked her about her absence. They commented on a post she made and said, "Where have you been? I haven't seen you on that Bird app," talking about Twitter, "or on the show. Miss you." Krista Allen replied, "Miss you back. I'm locked out of the Bird app because I was hacked and haven't done the whole reinstating it thing yet. I'll be back soon," talking about on the soap, I assume. And then she says, "I'm away doing charity work in Mexico since I'm not working on the show." And then right after that, she was back for one whole episode. So I think when she said, I'll be back soon, I think she was referring to that one whole episode. She was last seen Tuesday, August 15th, nothing more. So it's coming up on another month. It is a chorus of crickets as to whether Taylor Hayes will ever be back. And if she is, will it be Krista Allen or a new actress? And for me, even if they recast, unless they decide to actually write for the character, it's kind of pointless. For me, I hope Krista Allen hasn't gone anywhere. I hope she is back. I really like her. I think it'd be a damn shame if they let her go. But, if she is still going to be on Bold, they need to, I don't know, write a plot for her maybe. Frustrating. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.